we got. I'm really excited to just continue to grow and make a push to put ourselves in a position to make a push in the playoffs at the end of the year.
How did it feel to be around your all-star colleagues over the weekend? Just like the level that you take your game this season, like, has that raised your confidence a little bit more?
Yeah, I've definitely soaked it all in. Was around a lot of good players over the weekend, and definitely confident going forward. But I'm just ready to try to win these next 29 games and, like I said, make a push for the playoffs.
Just how exciting was it when you compete in the three-point contest?
It was exciting. I was able to, compete, win the contest, and then ultimately enjoy it with my family, my friends. And then the next day was the All-Star game, so it was a great weekend for me.
And how do you think, you guys haven't had a ton of chance to gel maybe with the new guys coming. How do you think they've been integrated into the team over the last couple of weeks?
Today was really our first practice, I think, since we got them, on our team. So I thought it went well today. It's going to continue to be something we work through all season long. And, I think we'll be in a good position to make a push towards the end as this season continues.
One more thing about the All-Star break is it's sort of like, what was sort of the advice that maybe Bam gave you? Is it sort of like enjoying the moment, kind of being in the moment, being present, or is it maybe something else?
Yeah, just Bam told me it was gonna be a hectic weekend, like just busy and doing different things continuously every single day. But I thought it was, it was fun to be able to just be present, like you said, and just be there with all the other great players and former players. Really just soaking it all in. Was just happy to be there.
Got 18 of your last 26 games at home now. You guys been on the road a lot this season, different road trips, coming back from the break. Like, how much you looking forward to settling in and seeing what the push is, how much it will help you guys?
Yeah, I think these next three are really important to be able to get back to 500. Finishing up that little road trip we have, and then for 500 going into March, I think that'll be good. To be able to get a lot of home games and try to build off that.
Is there a sense of urgency now that the season is coming to close? And do you guys feel kind of like a fire behind y'all?
Yeah, we have to make a push now, otherwise it's going to be too late. There's only 29 games left, so we'll have to make a push now. It can't be in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It has to be right now.
How do you balance knowing that you need the urgency but without pressing, I guess?
We're pros. Shouldn't be pressing too much. Just keep the main thing, and continue to try to focus on what gets this team over the hump. Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Mom, I got 2 questions for you. You heard that, Maddox. I got 2 questions for you. I got to see my mom.
Let's go.
Obviously, coming up to the All-Star break, what's sort of been like the mentality of the team physically and mentally? Where do you see the team at right now?
It's just a great reset. Great reset. Everybody, for a lot of us got time away, got to reset, really, just decompress.
Last question. For first or second, full practice with the guys who came over in the trade. Just how do you feel like they've kind of gelled and integrated into the team over the last couple of weeks?
I feel like they're embracing. They're embracing the culture. They're embracing the standard. They understand, majority of what we like to do. And how we like to compete, and I feel like I said, they've embraced it. I feel like they're up for the challenge, so that's good to have 3 guys walking in trying to embrace the culture.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey, good.
But obviously, great practice after the All-Star break. Just what did you see from the guys in terms of mentally and even physically just coming after?
I think everybody's really looking forward to this. We have a great opportunity ahead of us. Everybody's coming back refreshed in the mind. I think that's the most important thing. Guys were able to take care of some things, minor knickknacks, health from a health standpoint. But we're looking forward to just how competitive things are in this final third of the season.
With Tyler winning the three-point competition, just seeing him his whole career, watching him grow, what do you think that moment meant to him, and how have you seen him?
It probably must have been very surreal. He had big aspirations coming into this league. He continues to have a strong ambition, that I've always respected, and I wanted to honor, his ambition. I told him that the very first time I met with him after the draft, that I would coach him, try to guide him, and develop him. to be able to accomplish some of the things that he wants to accomplish. But I think the best thing about this year, he came into this season just with a clear mind that he just wanted to help the team and fill a role, um, you know, impact the game as much as he could possibly do it. And then great things happen. All the things that he probably had dreamed about, were happening, but he wasn't focusing on that. He was just focusing on, playing good basketball.
And now that the guys who came over to trade have been here for a couple of weeks, and obviously there's the All-Star game, but how do you think they've kind of gelled and integrated into the team?
Very well. It's not easy. I've said that before. That you change teams, systems. Mid-season. That's the thing that nobody else really thinks about on the outside. But they've assimilated very well. They're all pros. They've been in different systems before, so they've been able to fast track. And I think everybody's just excited about this sprint, this final stretch. This is the time of year that everybody loves. The competitors really love it. Everything feels so much more intense. It's a great time of the season.
One more question about this. Just how nerve-wracking was it for you to watch and realize you got a chance to win this game?
Not that nerve-wracking. I was able to watch it with a couple cold beverages. I got the best way, to watch that weekend and that event. I was just excited for him to be, on that stage. A lot of eyeballs watching him. That typically is when he's at his best.
Suppose now we're a couple months into Clell in the rotation. Where do you see him developing? Specifically, pick and roll defense, his spacing, when to go for blocks, when to go for rebounds, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's another part of his development. That's probably this next stage. Initially we talked about it 3 months ago, was trying to get him to rotate and go for blocks. Now, and that's the harder thing to do. Now there's decision making with it and context of game and situation. If you overextend, too much, especially when it's not realistic, and you don't want to discourage it or not say that a guy can't get to it, but those can be deflating plays. And he's starting to calibrate that. Those are decision making positions. But his rebounding, is a factor. His size is a factor. At least people know who he is now. They know that he's down there, and we can correct it.
How detailed do you want to get right now in terms of situation examples?
It's important. No, because all of these things are winning impact decisions. Just as much of spacing, screen setting, creating advantages offensively, offensive rebounding. Defensively, it's not just pick and roll defense and where do you go when you're in the action, but it's help side defense. And it's probably the hardest thing, for young players to get is when you're on the weak side. And, to be alert and know that there likely is going to be an action. And the more you're ahead of it, prepare for it so you're not reacting to it late, the better off you are. I just heard, it's, horrible news.
Coach, you expressed confidence that you guys are going to get everything together down the stretch, whether it's close games, just winning and winning.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to get everything together. That's not realistic. But we're going to address the things that need to be addressed. That's for sure. And we have a group that is going to roll up their sleeves and work on the things that hopefully lead to winning. There's nothing guaranteed in this league. You can check all these boxes and it still is decided, between those 4 lines. The other team has something to say about it. I love the competitive spirit, about this team. I love the work ethic of the team, the character of the team. There's a connection, even though there's been a lot of things happen to this team. Now it's about learning how to win and learning how to do it consistently. And, part of that process is understanding what are the key indicators that lead to winning. And a lot of those for us are when there's a little bit of adversity or in the moments of truth. And we'll get better with that.
how much would you say like the All-Star break can help with like a little recalibration?
Yeah, it always helps to come back with a fresh mind and bodies feel a little bit more fresh. And then there's a segment of the season you can wrap your mind around. This is a sprint. Everybody can get excited about that, which our group is, and I'm sure the rest of the league is too. All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's something scary. Apparently the Spurs think it'll be isolated, but yeah. It's not a word I want to hear.
Okay, you got one more. I see you,
Not great. Like they're like 14 or 15 nationally. Still best in the ACC. But yeah, they didn't do